the last few decades, the EU and ASEAN have succeeded in increasing prosperity for their citizens, ensuring peace and stability. Last February, strategic thinkers from both regions gathered in Brussels to discuss the future of EU-ASEAN relations. In a changing world characterized by uncertainty and geopolitical shifts, will these relations still matter in the future?
I think on paper it matters a lot. The problem is about getting the beef to the bone, and that will continue. I think we see suddenly what we had today, a lot of power, rivalry between the great powers around. That includes the United States, China, of course, and some other powers. And with that, ASEAN is under a lot of pressure, as well as the EU is under a lot of pressure.
In this situation, there's greater need to overcome boundaries and recognize each other as peers, which is the reason why the concept of othering stood out in several debates.
And the othering is you look at the other people as something inferior to you, you look down on them and you don't give them the same privileges as you have. That's also happening in Asia. And that one we have to address, because that is a source of violent extremism.
Experts also agree that non-traditional security challenges such as terrorism, violent extremism and maritime security must be among the main issues that the two regions should tackle hand in glove.
I think in many senses there's not much difference between the two regions. From ASEAN, we have always seen security in a comprehensive sense. So the term comprehensive security, where security is not just military per se, but it's economic, it's political stability, it's about society.
The issue of the future, where the world are being transformed and technology is upon us, are not yet featuring in very much. The traditional security issue may find a solution, not within their area, but may find a solution in other areas, for example, in the economic regime.
The EU is the first provider of foreign direct investment in ASEAN, which is the third largest market in the world and one of the most rising economies. This close cooperation between the two regions also brought up the possibility of developing in the future a region-to-region free trade agreement. Although most experts considered it doable, they also point out that the road to make this free trade agreement a reality is still long and strewn with obstacles.
I think there's a kind of sense of caution, a sense of uncertainty now. I would say that we're really entering a new phase in terms of sort of the world order, if you like.
So EU and ASEAN have, some people say, a shared DNA, a common DNA, and I think that's why they really have to work together in this very turbulent moment.